All right, one more demo ride today. We are riding the Multistrada V2. I don't know why I said that in a weird, bad Russian accent. I guess I just don't do Italian. Rode the Desert X a minute ago. It's really hard to get a feel for that bike in town, but it was cool. Very grabby brakes on that bike. This bike is a totally different deal, different engine. It's got the brand new V2 engine, which I don't know if I'm gonna like. This is why I'm riding it, to find out. Gosh, I love the look of this. How sexy is that? Nice wide bars. Ergonomically, this is a little bit nicer to me. I can reach the ground better than I could in the Desert X. Suspension doesn't feel as floaty. We'll see how the brakes are. I nearly face planted on that Ducati Desert X a half dozen times. It had incredibly sensitive brakes. Oh, sounds like a Ducati. It's got that nice little rattly Ducati thing. This is the V2 engine. I'm worried it's going to feel a little bit too smooth. But you know, the engine on the Desert X I just rode, it was the classic Ducati engine, and it didn't feel overly vibey, you know, but it definitely had a little character below $3,000. A little nuance. Either love it or hate it. So they're checking for gas. That bike was almost out of gas when I rode it 2 hours ago. All right, our leader is going to be riding a BMW R12, so I know that bike has a ton of torque, so hopefully we'll have a good time on this test ride, although we're in town, so it's kind of hard to really get a real good experience on these bikes. But they've done a really good job here today at Pandora's of taking us down a decent little route. I am noticing that this bike is the first bike I've ridden all day that has a radial master from Brembo. Really nice master cylinder. Should give you really nice braking feel. All right, we're moving, and yeah, ergonomics of this thing right away, fantastic. Balance, really good. Really nice, natural, slow roll, man. A lot of bikes, you got to get moving a smidge to get a natural feel. This thing just feels so docile. One thing that drove me crazy about that Desert X, I rode the one that's to my right there, is it had a lot of heat coming off of it. I'm hoping that's not the case with this bike. Great engine response from low RPM. Really nice. Definitely different engine than the classic Ducati engine. It feels really polished just at low RPMs. And y'all, if you've never ridden a Ducati, that's kind of where they felt like a Ducati, right? Now, I've ridden a lot of 270-degree parallel twin engines. This thing kind of feels like that. You can still stand up on it like you can a Desert X. Not quite as good. One thing I am noticing is the waist of this bike, for whatever reason, feels a lot more slender than a Desert X. It's really cool because you get this big tank that like juts out underneath you, but it feels very svelte, you know, between your legs. Really smooth throttle, very easy to modulate. Does not have that glorious intake honk that the Desert X had. Man, that thing, when you whacked it, it sounded awesome. This bike just sounds like a lawnmower. It's a very chill bike. And you're not going to be able to get really more intake honk, I don't believe. We'll open it up here in a second and see if it'll wake up. But that's a bummer, man, because the intake honk is just glorious on a traditional Ducati water-cooled engine. And this bike so far, I haven't noticed any of that glory. Oh, that was a terrible takeoff. All right, all right, get some load on it. Yeah. Very chill engine. Very polished. Really nice. Okay, it's got a little something up there. But you got to go get it. I guess they're not opening the, I don't know if there's like some kind of secondaries in here. There's something going on. It's really weird. For a minute there, you heard some intake honk glory, but you don't get the real, like, you don't get that sound early in the RPM range. You get it as soon as you whack that throttle on the Desert X. The other thing that's odd is I'm noticing actually more vibes in the seat. It kind of tickles you downstairs around 5,000. You know, I haven't even thought about the brakes, and that's because they're so good. Yeah, these are really nice compared to old grabby Desert X up there in front of me. That thing will about put you over the bars if you're not careful, but it could just be that bike. Transmission feels good. Clutch feels good. Handling is really chill. I mean, Ducati's done a great job of polishing this thing handling wise. So I've ridden a handful of bikes today, but this bike reminds me the most of the Triumph Tiger 800, but a much different personality. That bike really, you had to spin it up, but man, it had such an inspiring mid-range. The mid-range on this bike is honestly a little anticlimactic. I mean, it's good, but the Triumph really, it feels special when you get in the mid-range. This one just feels good. Again, I'm testing this bike out on the low RPMs intentionally, see how different it feels. It's a very easy bike to ride quick. At least in traffic. Obviously, I'm not out on a track. But it's amazing how natural and at home I am on a bike I'm completely not familiar with. It's one of the best sorted bikes I've ever ridden. Like, I can't really find anything to complain about. The clutch feels really good. Nice little bit of feel there. Doesn't feel like a video game. A lot nicer feeling than the Scrambler 1100 hydraulic clutch that I rode this morning. And the clutch on the Tiger 800 might have been the worst thing about it. But this bike, really nice feeling clutch. Really nice brakes, very little brake travel. Turn in, really chill. Real curious about how the aero would be on the highway though. If I want a bike to cover miles, it's this or the Tiger 800 as far as the bikes I've ridden today. The Desert X just had a little too much suspension wallow, and the brakes were too grabby. Now maybe they've sorted that on the new Desert X. I'll have to look into it. The one I rode was the 2024. The Tiger 800 mid-range just wanted you to go to jail, and I love that. I love that. It wouldn't bite you down low, but this bike has got power pretty much everywhere, about 2,500 or so up. Oh, nice little roundabout. Oh, we're not going to take the roundabout? Damn it. Getting some nice little exhaust pop there. What it sounds like. That's fun. I wasn't getting that on the Desert X. Yeah, when you get off, you hear like a little subtle pop pop. Although it sounds really odd in a good way with this very chill exhaust. I bet with a Terminione it would sound magnifico. See, there's my bad Italian accent to make up for the bad Russian accent earlier. And of course you get a bad Southern accent you can't understand. Standard, no charge, folks, no charge. So I live somewhere, I'm in Chattanooga, or outside Chattanooga, for those that are new to the channel. And I moved here for a variety of reasons, but one of the best things about this area is there's a lot of good roads. We're not on them today, but they're all over the place when you go east of town. And even if you go west of my house, Highway 60 is not bad, but we've got some amazing riding out here. Much better than I had in Nashville. And Northwest Georgia, well, North Georgia in general is nothing to sneeze at either. You've got Blood Mountain and a whole bunch of other great things around Lookout Mountain. But this kind of bike is something I've been thinking about, this or the Tiger 800. And the reason is I have to ride, I could go to the Dragon. It's 2.5 hours away, so it's an easy day trip, right? And I say easy based on how decent your bike is in the comfort department. And I don't want a Cadillac of a bike, but I want something that's not going to kick my tail before I get to the most fun part of the ride. And last time I was out at the Dragon, I was exhausted when I got there. I mean, I was just literally overheated, cramping. I was on the SV650, and something like this would be awesome. You got cruise control, aero, great ergonomics, bike handles well. Really wonder how good it would be on the Dragon. I bet it would be out of this world good. Yeah, it doesn't sound bad. It just doesn't sound like a duck to me. I mean, the engine could be any old thing, I feel like. Any old parallel 270-degree twin, even though I know this is a V, it just doesn't feel exotic. But everything else, really nice. Gosh, this is an easy bike to ride. What a pussycat. Like, it's a lion, but it'll lay back with you and just be totally happy about doing it. It's really cool. Really nice. I would say next to the Scrambler 1100 that I rode today, this is the most natural and relaxed I've been on a bike out of all of them that I've ridden. This V2 doesn't have so much power that you can't use it, right? So you get to rev it up. I really don't like bikes that have gobs of power. I mean, I like them at first, but after, you know, a few months, you're like, okay, I can use 2 gears and I'm chillaxing all the time. something like this you can really, you know, can get rowdy on, and you're not doing 100 miles an hour. And in my opinion, that's better. I think that people have gotten, at least here in America, way too obsessed with just raw power. This is an amazing bike. You don't need more than this, and it's going to go like stink. The turn switch indicator is really odd. Like, it's got a nice long throw. When I first clicked it, I wasn't even sure that I was clicking the right thing. Yeah, that sounds nicer on 8, don't it? You really don't get the sound until you get to about 5,500. Well, about 6,000 right there. I think it's like 6 to 8. Oh yeah, it's picking that front wheel up. Oh my God, this is such a cool bike. I just wish it had more bark on the downshift. You downshift and you expect it to be like, and there's nothing. Nothing at all. Great throttle though. I've been wanting to do the Ducati ride in Italy, and I always wondered which bike I would pick. Now I know, oh, this guy's going to show out. You can tell he wants to get it. Oh, the downshifts are really, really nice. It kind of makes up for the lack of ferociousness in the downshifts with that nice little, like, exhaust pop. Very Ferrari-esque. I really dig it. I really dig that part of it. I mean, Ducati's done an interesting thing. They've sucked all the character out of the bottom of the engine, and they've given you something new, I feel like, on the downshifts. I kind of want to hate it, but I don't. I guess that says it all. Also, another thing to point out, my legs are not getting torched. My legs are getting roasted like a turkey on Thanksgiving on that Desert X. I don't think I could own one. This thing, there's no, I mean, I'm feeling a little bit of heat on my right ankle, just a tiny bit. But it's not bad. I actually felt more heat on the Tiger 800. Although on that bike the heat was kind of dispersed across your legs, between your shins and your knees. On the Ducatis it tends to hit me a little lower. Very well sorted bike. Really recommend take a look at this one. If you want a bike you can just go blast and do anything. You can do days on this thing. It's really nice. Great bike. Definitely wins the award of best sorted bike I've ridden today. Really easy to turn around. Oh, we're gonna go to the right. So that's it. Ducati Multistrada V2 in a bad accent.